Hey guys, welcome back to the CAGED system. And in this second lesson, I'm going to teach you about the terms forms and frets and how that applies to the CAGED system. So forms and frets. Now, before I explain this, I do need to go over one thing with you, and that is the musical alphabet. And I don't know if you know this, but these are the names of the 12 notes that we use in music, and they have a certain name, and it's through A through G. So let me write this down here. The musical alphabet. This is really simple to learn. It's basically, if you sang the ABC song, you would sing A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and there would be a pause right there, right? And the musical alphabet consists of between just A through G with few notes in between. And I'm going to write this whole thing out for you. Okay, so the first note we'll start with is A. The next one is either A sharp or B flat. Next one is B. Then there is C. There's so no sharp or flat notes in between there. Next we have C sharp or D flat. Then we have D. We have D sharp or E flat. And we have E. And there's F. So between E and F, there's no note. And then between B and C, there's no note. Okay, but after F, there's F sharp or G flat. And then there's G. After G, there is a G sharp or A flat. Now remember, I give it two names, but they're basically the same note. And, you know, technically, depending on what key, one is more appropriate. But for this example, all you need to know is those are the same notes. Those are two names for the same note. Okay, so there's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so you need to know this before we move on to forms and frets. So let me show you how all these things work. Form is the name of an open chord shape, which is either going to be one of these major chords, C, A, G, E, or D. So I'm going to just take the A chord as an example. So I'm going to mark this down. This is what an A chord looks like, right? This is an A chord on the guitar. Now, the form is also an A form. And the form, by the way, are these fretted notes in relation to this nut. That's an A form shape. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this shape and I'm going to move it up some frets. So let me erase this. Try to keep a visual of what that form look like. I'm going to move that up 2 frets. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and then I'm going to play the same form. Now, since this went up 2, this nut needs to move up 2 frets. 1, 2. So here I'm going to put either a capo or I'm going to use my index finger to bar it like a bar chord. And now what's going to happen is that is the A form up 2 frets. 2 frets equals what? Because even though this is an A form, it's no longer an A chord. As soon as you start moving that form up the neck, it changes the name of the chord. And the easy way to do that, I'll show you. You just go to the A form, the original form, which is here, and then you move up 2 frets, and you just count up 2 steps. 1, 2. So now this A form moved up 2 frets is an actual B chord. It's that easy. If I were to go and take this same A form and move it up, I don't even know what this is, but I'm just going to move it up here and we'll count after. So that's the A form. And you remember, it needs to be either barred or capoed there. Let's see how many frets I move that up. I went from this nut, I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 frets. So A form up 6 frets equals, well, let's count again from here. A form, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be now either a D sharp or an E flat major chord. I'm just going to write D sharp. Okay, let me give you another example. I'm going to erase some of this. Now this is true not only with the A form, but the beauty is it's with any one of these forms. It works the exact same way. So I'm going to take, here's a great example. I'm going to take the E form. Now you guys know E normally looks like that in relation to this. I'm going to move that up. E form up 1 fret equals, erase this. Now this you should already know because I'm pretty sure you play this chord already. If I were to move those notes along with the nut, remember, so I'm going to either capo here or bar here. That is now an E form. Let's go here. Start here. E, go up 1 fret, is an F major chord. Now you look at that and you say, wait a minute, yeah, I know how to play that chord already. And that is because that is how you play an F chord when you first learn an F chord on the guitar. Now, in the last lesson I told you, one of the things that CAGED represents is these are the 5 open chord, major open chords on the guitar, and that's all there is. So when you get chords like an F, you have to use a form, one of these forms moved up a fret. B is like that too. We just went up to B. Well, there is no open B major chord. There's a B7, but the real way to play an official B major is you have to use the A form and move it up 2 frets to get a B major chord. And this is true with all these forms. I'm going to give you one more that you probably don't play, even if you play bar chords, but this is true, and this is the cool thing about the CAGED system. So take the C form, and C form is right here, but I'm not going to draw it. I'm going to let you go and look somewhere else. Let's say I move it up there. So now that's what the C form up. How many frets did I go? 1, 2, 3, 4, up 4 frets is what chord? So you would go up to the C form right here. You move up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, which gives you an E major chord. So that's how forms and frets work, and it's important that you understand this before we move on to our next lesson, which will be showing you another element of the CAGED system and how it connects the entire fretboard together using this sequence.